How you doing? Hey, welcome into twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads, where I'm Graham Day and I'm joined... What are you doing?
I'm just super excited to be doing a podcast at 12 minutes past 4 on a Monday afternoon, Graham.
Do you mean 10 a.m.-ish? Because Tito's just written exclamation mark time in the chat, which for some reason, Tito just absolutely fat-fingered that. Try type exclamation mark time again, Tito, just to see if it works this time. See if you can do it properly this time. And I absolutely didn't just log chatbot in just then because I forgot I logged it out when we were playing yesterday because we had two chatbots running at the same time. Nice.
We did.
Hey, it works. The time is currently 4:13 and 11 seconds, which is basically 10 a.m.-ish. You goddamn right it is.
Yeah.
Hopefully I sound crisp. And the reason I hope I sound crisp is because I'm chatting to you via this Logitech Blue Sonar mic, which is plugged into my Go XLR, which I plumbed in just 3 days ago. I've had it for about a month, and I only plumbed it in 3 days ago. And 1 day ago, it was cancelled. Basically, Go XLR has just gone bust, basically. That's the gist of it. It hasn't gone bust, but TC Helicon have just... basically fired all of the Go XLR staff. So I now have a Go XLR, which is great, by the way. It's beautiful. I like it a lot. Yeah. But yeah. So Tito did me an absolute solid. He went and picked it up. He drove an hour each way. 1 mile. Ooh. He drove an hour each way, boxed it up, sent it up to me and everything. And now it's just pointless. Great.
Legend.
It's not, though. It's not. It is being looked after from open source standards, potentially. So it could, in theory, going open source, be better than it ever has been. But we'll see. I'm not going to unplumb anything right now, anyway. That's for starters. But good evening. Good weekend, Bib. Did you have a good evening as well? I mean, I suppose you did. You were playing with me, so... Well, hey.
Yeah, yesterday, obviously we played some Fortnite in the evening, got a big old dubberoony. We got 4 second place finishes, I think, which was a little bit disheartening, but we're just getting back with it. The cogs were being oiled as we was going through, Graham, so next week we might end up actually getting a couple more on stream, but it was good. It was good to get on and speak with the lads. Obviously, when I usually do my 9 o'clock in the morning streams, it's usually myself and we're playing a single player game or whatever, because it's unsociable hours, shall we say. But it was
Especially
nice to be able
Sunday.
to get on. Yeah, it was nice to get in the Discord and have some conversations with people and stuff. Well, Saturday was a good day as well. Obviously, the jelly party and stuff. Obviously, you turned up with the missus, the child, and obviously child too. So that was a good old day.
Milo, for those who don't know that is, I don't really have 2 children. They're like, what the fuck? Graham's holding out on us. It'd be like one of those Amaranth stories where, oh my god, she has a husband. Not that's the same with a child, but still, no, you know all of my life. My little 4-legged child, Tito.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, Milo, sorry, whatever. Freudian slip. No, yeah, good weekend. Jelly party was good. Lots of food. Came on with an absolute wedge of cheese as well because nobody had eaten it, so nice. Nice.
We had to bin loads of stuff because it was on the side. Well, it was on the side. You know, the coffee table that's in the meeting room? There was food on there, but I can't remember the name of the dog, but Kirsty's dog just came in and just started licking all of it. Yeah, just started licking like all the grapes and shit. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to have to bin this.
Yeah, I had a plate that Danielle brought me outside. So I'm sat outside with Milo. Danielle went in, like at a wedding where your missus goes up and comes back with 2 plates, one for you, one for her kind of thing. I had a plate, bunch of sandwiches and stuff on it. Lobo slobber all the way across the top of it. Well, that's Lobo's plate now. Thank you very much. Cheers. Yep. Nice. But yeah, good weekend. No PUBG, but that will be back this week. For those of you that have been missing PUBG, I am wearing my PUBG hoodie out of respect and honour, not just because it was a bit chilly earlier on, bizarrely, out of nowhere. But yeah, PUBG will be back on Wednesday evening. If you've been watching the stream for the last few weeks thinking, do you know what, Bibby's all right, but I need some PUBG fun times. Well, we'll be back on Wednesday. I assume I haven't actually spent much time chatting with the boys because obviously I've been out of the country for 2 weeks, had COVID for the best part of a week, then a busy weekend with work stuff. So I'll check if Lotus is around, if Mr. Nietzsche is around, and if Beans is around, and if they are, then we'll be back with some PUBG fun times from about 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday evening, and that will be one of the first full streams where we have Double Trouble League redemptions available. So if anyone has any sprinkles, any channel points, and wants to win some Logitech stuff, a brand new mouse, a brand new keyboard, a brand new headset, and a mouse mat, we'll be giving all that stuff away, so do feel free to join us 6:30 p.m. Wednesday evening. Nice.
I was just about to say then, actually, Tito makes a good point. Are you going to be able to tear him away from whatever they've got going over apparently in Division 4. I've seen them fucking dimwits playing there. There is no way on God's green earth any of them lot have even seen Division 4, never mind being in it.
To be fair, Tito makes a great point. Lotus is our star striker. That is true. But you could have just said star. You didn't have to specify. I'm going to say you didn't have to specify. Lotus is the star in a very, very, very grey sky over there. So I'm sure he'll happily hang up his boots to come and play with some other stars. That's what it is, all right? Yeah.
It's not a star. It's a fog lamp in the distance.
No, I'm trying to say Lotus is good and they're not. I'm trying to make him be good.
No, I'm going full. I'm going right the other way.
Fucking like anti-hero over here. Goddamn. Iceman says more like Gone XLR. All right. Hashtag no refunds. Sorry, I missed it. I was on the clubs with the lads. Div 4, baby. No, it was 4 divs, baby. You wouldn't have Erling Haaland playing ping. Ping?
Oh, no.
Oh, PUBG. Oh, there's Tito.
Oh, no.
I definitely wouldn't have him playing ping or pong either. Other 4-letter words are available. So you can't have Lotus. Yeah. If PUBG Gone Pro can give them the time off, this is fine. It's fine. Sorry, when I see you finally thinks, do you know what? We'll get back into the world of football. A lot of people don't realise, I was chatting with Nietzsche about this the other day, a lot of people don't realise our pedigree. Like, we are football games incarnate. So me playing PUBG is a new phase of my life. Maybe playing Resident Evil, obviously that's been a long phase of his life, but the reason we are in our jobs is because of a football game. So don't worry. When it comes down to being competitive, I'll back us. And 2, I will back the people that we can bring as well. So
I played competitive FIFA for years. Like it's not nothing new. I will fucking rip it up. Don't worry about that.
I casted on competitive Pro Evo for years. So yeah, there you go. No, it was 11 divs actually. I didn't say they were all divs. I'll let you pick out the 4. So yeah. Giving it the big one, but don't see you lot talking the talk. We just talk the talk. Do you mean walking the walk? God damn it. Anyway, yes, welcome in. We are Ice Cream Upwards. If you don't know who we are, my name is Graham. This has been We Are Ice Cream Upwards in true ice cream fashion. This is The Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast, if we do say so ourselves. We are live on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Upwards, where we go live each and every single weekday at 10 a.m.
Ish.
It's now 4:20. It's close. So we'll be live for the next 40 minutes or so, bringing you our thoughts and impressions on the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories. And we want to hear your thoughts and impressions, and then your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. That's kind of the whole thing works. So we may be live on Twitch with the UK's #1 video game podcast. We do say so ourselves, but the live stream is also turned into a podcast, a video on YouTube, and an audio podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Sound. Not that one. Amazon Music and Google Play. Nice. Fuck you, SoundCloud. Get out of my head. 700 episodes of burning it in. It's hard to get rid of it. God damn. So yeah, if you are watching, long story short, we turn the live stream into a podcast. Please do feel free to get involved on behalf of anyone that does watch and listen on behalf of those people that listen on demand. Nice. There's a lot of them. There's over 200,000 people that do that. So please do feel free to get involved. They would very much appreciate you doing so. A little bit of a reminder. We did an export about an hour and 21 minutes ago. This is the first Monday of the month. So if you were a sub on our channel an hour and 21 minutes ago, then you will be in the loot drop for, what month are we in? July. There we go. I had to looked at the calendar then. I had no idea. No idea. So yeah, the loot drop for July will be taking place probably in the Discord either later on today or early tomorrow, depending on things. By the time we finish this, it'll be after 5. Baby's got to go and do childcaring stuff. It's probably going to be tomorrow, but either way, someone will bag a prize and we'll discuss that with you guys in the Discord as and when. So if you haven't joined !Discord, feel free to jump in. And if you're a sub, then thank you very much for your support. And we absolutely love being able to give back to you. Speaking of giving back, also shout out to our channel sponsors. If you're ever in the need of a new headset, a new gaming chair, or any peripherals, whatever it be, for your stream content, for just playing along at home, then please do feel free to check out any of our channel sponsors, because they keep us kitted out, and they allow us to kit you out too. So we absolutely would love to support them at every opportunity. So if you, like I say, Astro headsets, Logitech peripherals, GT Omega chairs, whatever it is, if you want any of that stuff, then please do feel free to use our discount codes. You will save money and you will support us. Hashtag ad as well. But for now, let's jump into the split screen.
Yeah.
Congrats, Beans, says P Honey. Hey, welcome in, P Honey. Please tell me you're not in charge of the team talks. No, mate, they're in Div 4, not Div. What's the lowest Div on? 10, 12, teenness. Nice. Anyway, we are here to talk about video game stories, and we'll have to pick up the pace because, as I said, we've only got about 35 minutes left because we spent, a good chunk of time chatting, because why not? That's what we're here for. Anyway, Chris Scullion at VGC has the first story. It says, Call of Duty's latest anti-cheat update makes cheaters hallucinate imaginary opponents. What the fuck is it? I thought it was COD, not LSD. Goddamn.
Oh my god.
Then we jump over to Eurogamer, who has a story that says Valve bans 40 CSGO traders, leaving over £1.5 million worth of in-game items in limbo. Then we talk about an Among Us TV show in the works coming from Infinity Train creator. I don't know what Infinity Train is, so I'm just going to pretend like I do because yeah, okay, nice. And then finally, Andy Robinson back at VGC says Disney Speedstorm has been confirmed for free-to-play launch in September. Great, exactly what the world needs. Another kart racer for Bibby to be inordinately good at. Great, fun times. For now, though, Mr. Bib, do you fancy some hallucination?
Yes. Absolutely, mate. Bring on the LSD, boy.
Exactly that. Call of Duty's latest anti-cheat update makes cheaters hallucinate imaginary opponents. The game has also removed a separate quicksand anti-cheat effect. So the latest update from Call of Duty's anti-cheating team has revealed a new method in which cheaters hallucinate imaginary opponents. As explained in the Call of Duty blog, the game's Team Ricochet department, which focuses on identifying and eliminating cheating in the game, has added what it calls a new, quote, mitigation. Mitigations are designed to mess with a cheater's game and keep them occupied while other players enjoy the game without disruption. That's fucking amazing. Oh my god. By applying a mitigation to a cheater instead of banning them outright, Team Ricochet can analyze them and gain data on the cheating software they use, which in turn lets the team better detect and ban players using similar software in the future. So not only are they bullying cheaters, but they're using cheaters to dob in other cheaters effectively. That's amazing. The newest mitigation, which is simply called hallucination, places decoy characters in the game which only cheaters can see. According to Team Ricochet, these decoys are, quote, undetectable by legitimate players, and they cannot impact a legitimate player's aim, progression, end of match stats, or overall gameplay experience, but serve to disorient cheaters in a variety of ways, end quote. They look, move, and act like a real player and trigger the same information a real player would trigger in cheating software, making them appear legitimate. The game will place these hallucinations near a suspicious player, and if the player interacts with them in any way, they will self-identify as a cheater. According to Team Ricochet, the hallucination mitigation can either be deployed to known cheaters to keep them distracted while more analysis takes place, or deployed to suspicious players to see if they interact with the mitigation and essentially out themselves as cheaters. The team has also removed a different mitigation, which it calls quicksand. This slowed or froze cheaters in the game. Whoop, let me stop for a second. There's Blinktron dropping in with a raid. Good evening, Blink, thank you very much for the raid. How are you diddling? We are just currently talking about Call of Duty absolutely trolling cheaters, which I have all of the time in the world for. I'll wrap this up with the last couple of paragraphs, and then we'll go back to the main story. So the team has also removed a different mitigation called quicksand, which slowed or froze cheaters in the game, leaving them wide open for attack, and would also mess with the player's controls by reassigning mapped keys or changing analog stick controls from default to inverted. Oh, imagine that. Okay, we'll stop there. We don't need to go through that. The gist of it, though, is Call of Duty is trolling cheats. If you're a cheater, you will see random players pop up that aren't really there. And if you shoot them because it looks like a real player, you're outing yourself as a cheater. And by doing so, you're getting yourself banned. And also by doing so, you're providing a lot of information on exactly what the cheats see, how they act, and allows CSGO's teams more ability to get rid of more cheaters in the future. This is just a beautiful story that I could read over and over again. What are your thoughts, Bib?
Yeah, I mean, I hope this has got to the point where people who obviously think that they are dominating leaderboards and stuff like that, I don't think that they would be stupid enough to be able to stream without the hacks. And I mean, it wouldn't be out of the ordinary. We have seen people go to LAN events and install cheats onto their machine to then get caught out. It happened 2 weeks ago at a CDL event, so it wouldn't be out of the ordinary.
What? It happened 2 weeks ago.
It happened 2 weeks ago. I can't remember what the name of the team was, but someone at the event got their Activision ID banned whilst they was playing in the tournament due to cheating. So the whole team ended up getting eliminated.
Wow.
So again, these types of things aren't out of the ordinary. Whether or not it was a case of he's been doing it at home, and then it's just they've gone into a ban list and they've just gone, okay, ban 40,000 cheaters, and then he was just one that was on the list, but he was playing in the event at the time. And yeah, he ended up getting disqualified, and then the rest of the team ended up getting disqualified as well. But I feel more bad for the people who were on his team because they was genuine, and now their relationship with the CDL, that org, and the esports as a whole has been tarnished because they have been playing with a cheater. So disappointing for them, but yeah, it wouldn't be out of the ordinary for someone to be cheating live on stream. But then the fact that they may end up shooting hallucinations, looking super paranoid, like, do you just go, oh, I thought I saw someone? Like, do you play it off, or do you just think, okay, stream end, never playing Call of Duty again? Like, where do they go with that?
It's amazing. The thing is, though, the cheater doesn't know it's a hallucination. You've got to feel, unless it doesn't die. But if it drops down like it's a real person, they probably think, yeah, I've just murdered someone on that team. Nice. But if they're not looking at the player names and the kill feed and not reading the kill feed, which I imagine you're a cheat because you're shit. You probably don't have the ability to read kill feed at the best of times. You thought, I've killed that fucking bot player 123 6 times in the last 6 games. Sucker! Not realizing that. Oh no! But amazing.
There you go. I've just dropped the link in the chat. It was a player called Jimbo and his team Orbit had to forfeit the remainder of the games because there's a video of someone's screen of his screen as he's been banned and locked out.
Wow.
It's amazing. But yeah, this happened 2 weeks ago at a registered event. So these are the grassroots type things. So these would be the qualifiers to get into the big ones and stuff. So they might have 7 or 8 of them. You have to get enough points to be able to go into the much bigger World Finals-esque tournament. So these were playing in a registered LAN event. And yeah, he ended up getting booted midway through a game.
Oh, amazing. I mean, I feel sorry for his teammates because there's been stories where teams have been kicked from events, like not just COD, it could have been CSGO, could have been whatever in the past. I don't know, it's happened in PUBG as well a million years ago, where a team has been playing with a cheater and the teammates didn't know this person was cheating. Just thought he was like a good player, just like them, jobs good, but then they found out he's cheated and then their whole team's been gone. So I feel sorry for his teammates if that's the case. That said, if he was the top fragger on that team, then you probably wouldn't have qualified. So in that sort of sense, I don't feel entirely sorry for him. You're welcome. I am welcome. Do you know what, Drew? 17 months we've allowed you to keep subbing to this channel, so you are welcome. I'm not going to say thank you, by the way, at all. But love you, Drew. You're very beautiful. Thank you very much. Nice. Actually, 1 minute. Drew is a legend. Drew is a legend. There you go. That's it. I'll keep that there for the rest of the stream. So when I'm feeling bored, I can just be like, Drew is a legend. Oh yeah, he is. You goddamn right. 17 months sub to the channel. Do you know why that is? That's because Drew is a legend. Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah.
Graham's got a new toy, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you've realised this yet.
Do you know what? I think Drew realised straight away. Do you know why? Because Drew is a legend. Yeah, you goddamn right he is. So
Johnny Bairstow as a guest, I'm sick of it. I'm leaving. I mean, Johnny Bairstow, Shagger shouldn't have been. Well, it was his own fault for leaving his crease, but I appreciate that, Andrew. You don't know who Johnny Bairstow is, do you?
I mean, I want to pretend that I don't, because I'm not a fan of the crickets. But no,
Okay.
no idea, mate. No. No.
Well done, Graham.
Are we on about him picking up the dude and running off with him?
No, that was just a pile protester. That's hilarious.
All right, then. I'm going to say, has there been more advances in the world of cricketings?
There's been some unsportsmanlike conduct, but the wicketkeeper was well within his right to throw the ball at the wickets because he'd left his crease, and Johnny Bairstow shouldn't have done.
Do you know what? Drew wouldn't have done that because Drew is a legend. That's true. Yeah, there you go. Nice. On that bombshell, back into the story. So, Call of Duty anti-cheat makes cheaters hallucinate. Love to see it. So, we'd gone on a bit of a tangent talking about a team being banned during a CDL match. So, that's why I didn't know. June 17th, I was away. I was aware that, so I completely missed that, being probably drunk somewhere on a cruise ship halfway into the Caribbean kind of thing. Amazing. I'm gonna. The article's there in the chat. I won't bring that up. I'm gonna watch through that because I like seeing people being caught in real time. Like just the other day, I was talking about cheating and stuff. Or Nacho, to be honest, was talking about cheating, and I was in his stream, and he mentioned a story that we've covered a bunch of times on the stream, which is that Optic India guy that gets caught running the cheats off of his mouse, and then he's trying to like click everything, like delete, gets caught, found out. Oh, you love to see people get caught in real time. It's so amazing, which is why this story is so beautiful. So if you missed it, if you've just come in late, like Drew did, not because he was late, he came in late. Drew is a legend. That's why, because he's a legend. So the story is that Call of Duty's latest anti-cheat makes cheaters hallucinate. So it shows them things that aren't really there. So imagine the bots on PUBG, but probably, hopefully, programmed a little bit better than PUBG's bots AI, running around, and then these cheats shoot them. By shooting them, they're signaling to the game that they're cheaters because they're seeing and shooting something that shouldn't be there. And when it suspects people of being cheaters, then it gives them more bots. So that's more opportunity to out themselves. I imagine one comment Iceman did make, obviously for the bans, but he's put in before someone who's just really shit at aiming gets in trouble, or someone who's misclicked at the worst time. Unlucky! No. Yeah. Seriously, they'll have ways against that. That will be, because the way they're using it to weed out cheats, it will be a case of, if we think you're a cheat, then we'll give you more bots. And if you shoot it a bunch of times, they've probably got, I want to say it's going to be more complex than a 3-strike rule, because if you've got my potato spray aim, there's a very good chance that in CSGO I'm going to shoot something that's not there 3 times. Just going to say. So, yeah. But even still, assuming...
I imagine it's going to be like a tracker, though, innit? Like, we're going to put this hallucination at 0.142.685, and that person has shot that in different locations, pinpoint 7 or 8 times. Like, it would be blatantly obvious then, right? Like, if they know where they're programming these hallucinations and the person has been shooting at these hallucinations 7 or 8 times, then it's a closed case, in my opinion.
Yeah. It will be. And not only that, if you think of it in terms of reality, they're not just going to always be in your line of sight. They could spawn behind you and you'd hear it and then turn around. But if you're not hearing it or whatever, then you wouldn't turn around and so on. So, yeah, in that sort of sense, in reality, it's got to be an open and shut case in that sort of sense before they do anything with it. And if they're not sure, then they'll just give you a few more and then they'll just work with more data. But if you're headshotting and a bot accidentally 3 times on the rip kind of thing, then you're probably... cheats McGeets, and you're getting in the bin. And I love the fact that they not only torture cheaters by making them shoot the shit out of something. So it's like sitting there going, okay, put your hand up if you're a cheater, and then all these cheaters start there putting their hands up, and it's go, okay, and if you're a cheater that knows other cheaters, can you point at them too? And then they're like unwanting to, but somehow pointing over at this guy here as well, because that's what they're doing. They're taking the data to be able to weed out. It's genius. I love those stories. Like, they live on forever with me. Like, we always come back to the Football Manager one or the Batman one. Like,
the Batman one's the biggest example for me. Yeah.
So Football Manager is the one for me where Football Manager basically had it so that the game crashed after like 6 years in it, and it gave you an error code. So people were going onto the official forums because they put a poster saying, "We keep seeing people getting this error code. Has anyone got it?" And a lot of people were like, "Yeah, I've got this error code. Yeah, I've got this error code." Lots of people, "Yeah, I've got this error code." And then after they'd left it up for a couple of days, they just said, "Okay, well, send us a message with all of your usernames and we'll have a look." So they sent the usernames over. Ban. Because the only people that got that error code were people that got torrented versions of the games and didn't pay for it. So unlucky, mates. And then the bottom one is they made it so you got to a point in the game and there was something that was just too far for you to jump, so you would just keep dying. Love
like
that shit.
Chamber.
Love that shit. Yes.
Amazing.
I don't get why there's any controversy. He left the crease. Ball was thrown at the stumps. He's out.
I agree. It very unsportsmanlike. But I mean, yeah, I could sit here and talk cricket for ages because I fucking love cricket. But yeah, it by the letter of the law, I mean, we'd have fucking done it. Let's be honest. England would have done it. Yeah, he left the crease.
100%.
Ball has got in front.
It's unsportsmanlike. It's rules is rules. If you didn't want to be, just stay, do what you're doing. Nice. I'm literally loading up CS:GO, says Lewis. Get it in.
Hey.
Just be careful. Make sure that what you're shooting, Lewis.
Speaking of cheaters.
No, I'm going to say. Welcome in.
Yeah,
Welcome in.
All the hacks.
Speaking of hacks, did I say CS:GO when I was talking about that game? I don't know.
You did once.
That's probably because the next story's in my mind. Nice tangent. Yes, throwing the stories over before I even got there. Vicky Blake at Eurogame has this one. Says Valve bans 40 CS:GO traders, leaving over $1.5 million worth of in-game items in limbo. The tagline says "Fly off the gamble." I don't know what that means, so I'm just going to pretend like that's great work. Love it. So Valve has banned around 40 CS:GO traders linked to gambling sites, essentially wiping out over £1.5 million worth of in-game trade items. Interestingly, that says $1.5 million is worth £1.5 million is worth $2 million, whereas we all know that the exchange rate goes the other way. I mean, it does whenever we buy something, so why does it go this way now all of a sudden? Anyway, as spotted by Deserto via PC Gamer, the bans come after gambling site CSGO Empire published a spreadsheet of CSGO traders it believed were part of a cryptocurrency money laundering scheme, allegedly operating through a rival gambling site called CSGO Roll. Whilst Valve has yet to comment on whether or not the bans were connected to the details revealed in the spreadsheet, it seems as though all but one of the accounts leaked on the spreadsheet have now been banned. The owner of CSGO Roll has vehemently denied the accusation, saying it was only when it announced its most recent partnership that, quote, brutal, sinister and callous attacks were levelled at the organisation. Quote, I own a gamified skins trading platform. By law, this is not classified as a casino in our largest markets because we do not offer cash withdrawals, the owner explained. Quote, contracted skins suppliers are not allowed to play games on the platform. Thus, we can legally pay them crypto for their skins to always ensure that we have a liquid marketplace. This was all checked by lawyers years ago, and we keep ourselves up to date on modern regulations to always make sure that we are compliant with the law. End quote. According to PC Gamer, the ban has unsettled other traders who have used either Roll or Empire, prompting widespread everything must go CSGO item sales. In case you missed it, CSGO once again smashed its all-time, we don't need to worry about player records because they'll keep smashing it, that's just what they do. But, controversy-ish, maybe. CSGO Empire published a sheet about everyone on CSGO Roll, which has now been wiped off the internet, leaving £1.5 million worth of in-game items in limbo. Thoughts, Mr. Bibb?
Yeah, it's always a difficult one. There's been many stories about how people have been able to try and invest and withdraw money within CS:GO and how they monetize these skins and things like that. It's I'm not going to compare it to pack openings on FIFA because unless you're selling your accounts, there isn't that much money to be made from me to you, for instance. But people can sell these on the Steam marketplace and get a fuck ton of money. So they need to have very, 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 very solid grounds to be able to, ban these accounts, because essentially people have a lot of money tied up with these skins, and essentially if you've got them illegally or you've found a loophole and it's not been approved by CS:GO themselves, then I don't really know what you can do about it. So it's a sad state of affairs where people are getting their money locked up, but I don't know enough about it in terms of how they are able to attain it and how the other storefronts operate for me to be able to give a full judgment on how this is. But the fact of the matter is, if they've done it outside of the official practices, then I don't really know where they're going to be able to go from here, because it's not in their rules. And when you're signing up to play that game, you have to abide by their rules essentially. So I'm unsure where they're going to be able to go with it. But what I can say is that it's very, very disappointing on their behalf, especially if you were maybe ready to cash in or you were waiting for the right time. But the crypto stuff has just become its own beast. Like, how do you make it work with other things essentially? Like, we've got blockchain games and everything that's going around. Like, Logan Paul's obviously been in the news for like the last 6 or 7 months because he created a game that heavily relied on cryptocurrency, and he's kind of had to go to court because of it, because he hasn't been able to pay it out to people, or he's owed them stupid amounts of money because they've invested and their investment has gone down the shitter because of practices that he has put in place has gone by the wayside. So I don't really know how they, make it work essentially within the rules. So yeah, it's an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, when you've got words like money laundering in there, cryptocurrency money laundering scheme, you start to be like, oh, instantly painting them as the bad guy. But I don't know enough about this situation. So CS:GO Empire has published a sheet that it believed were part of a laundering scheme. All but one of those names have been banned. That instantly makes you feel like, well, that's it. Someone's looked at it. Someone had evidence. Someone's looked at the evidence, gone, yep, that's right. Boosh. But then for CS:GO Roll to come back with that this is not against the law. We're not classified as a casino. We do our own legal checks and so on. I mean, I'm not equipped to question that. I don't know. So I went on a fucking roller coaster in that article. I was like, well, bad people have been bad. Shock horror. And then it's like, oh, actually, bad people aren't actually bad. Other people maybe are just jealous and saying that they're bad. So I don't even know where this goes. All I know is $1.5 million worth of skins just in limbo. That is bizarre. But that's something that's bizarre to me just in general. The fact that investing in gold, I understand. Investing in Lego, I understand. Investing in fucking Star Wars helmets, I understand. If you want, I mean, not that I'm investing in them as a nest egg. I invest in them because I'm a man-child. But if you invest in CS:GO skins because you're a man-child, I understand that. But if you're investing in them because you want to hold on to a little nest egg, I don't understand that as much. And this is the thing. I'm a very forward-thinking, progressive gamer, and I'm not that progressive when it comes to that sort of shit, clearly, because it just baffles me. The fact that someone can just go, oh, by the way, that was all illegitimate. They've got shitloads of money there, and it was got by, means that were a bit questionable. Just because it is a large amount of money doesn't necessarily mean it's questionable. But because it's a large amount of money, even the police have proven having a large amount of money on your person is enough of a question to take it off you, because most people don't, so they can take it off you. And you have to prove that it's yours to get it back, which is fucking bizarre when you think of it in that sort of sense. So doing that in a digital environment, I mean, you should have taken it out. if you weren't doing anything wrong and you've been hard done to here, then you probably needed to invest better. 40 different people have $1.5 million worth of skins between them. Sheesh. Do you know what? I can't say you've done anything bad. It was never a sensible investment, really, was it? Was it? Ow. So yeah,
I'll never understand it. Like, obviously people have been making money hand over fist with the cryptocurrency stuff. I don't know enough about it. Like, I've looked in the past at potentially doing like stock exchanges and stuff like that. See what that's about. That complicates the shit out of me as well. Like, I thought it'd just be a case of, do you like this stock? Do you want to buy this stock? Okay, you can buy that stock. And then your money is in that. It might go up, it might go down. It's genuinely not. For me, after looking at it, it doesn't seem that bloody simple. And I'm a very simple person when it comes to stuff like that. So, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's a very practical way. And I'm saying that by someone who hasn't invested enough time to actually learn about it. But
well, this seems like that to the power of that. It's like skin investment is one form of it's an economy. And then cryptocurrency is an economy based around a fictional currency. But you're getting the profits based around the skin economy and paying that through a cryptocurrency scheme, which is obviously relying on that economy. So you've got two levels of economy here. And both of these economies, part of the problems for me, and the reason why I won't invest the time in understanding them, is cryptocurrency and skin economies are all influenced heavily by external factors, and that's always a situation for a weak economy. So if your economy can be shook by someone going, I think you should buy this, and then everyone buys this, and all of a sudden everything else drops in price and this thing hikes in price, then that's a weak economy. That means that your economy is open to outside interference, and that is what happens with skins, and that is what happens with cryptocurrency. That's why people like Paris Hilton and Jimmy Fallon, who are media darlings-ish, both were on the Jimmy Fallon show showing off this is my ape, what were they called? I can't remember them.
NFTs.
Yeah. So those, them, there was something ape NFTs. I can't remember what the first word was, but those ape NFTs, they had their own, but by showing their ape NFTs on TV, that increased their desirability, that increased their profitability, that made them richer in theory. All they had to do was go and sell those NFTs and ka-ching. And that's exactly what was happening. That's happened for years with things like FIFA and so on. People will make videos about, oh, this is the best midfielder in the game because they've bought 15 of them. Oh, this is the best midfielder that you can buy that's rated 82 or less if you want playing about a budget team. And then suddenly people go, oh, I really want Tom Cleverley. Shout out to Tom Cleverley because he retired over the weekend. I want that Tom Cleverley card. Oh, what the fuck? It was only $4,000 the other day and he's now $15,000. That's because some guy who's made that video has got 300 of the fuckers sat there waiting to go out at $15,000. Kind of ching, 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 ching. So, yeah. For me, if you've got $1.5 million in CSGO skins and you're getting paid out in crypto, that in itself is not illegitimate. So I can't say it is. It's just, and this is a nice tangent into the next story, very sus. That's what it is. It's very sus. Which brings us on nicely to our next story from Petrana Radulovic at Polygon. It says, I don't know if I pronounced that. Maybe I've made it sound more exotic than it needs to be. Maybe I've not. Maybe you are just an exotic person. But Among Us TV show in the works from Infinity Train creator When Imposter is Sus. So an animated series based on the hit game Among Us has been greenlit by CBS Studios, as reported by Variety and confirmed by developer Inner Sloth. The new show will be spearheaded by Owen Dennis, the creator of Cartoon Network and HBO Max's Infinity Train. There you go, that's what Infinity Train is. I had no idea. The Among Us show will follow the basic plot of the game, namely an alien imposter infiltrating a spaceship, sabotaging daily activities, and killing the crewmates. The hidden role game debuted in 2018, but rose to popularity in 2020 during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. Indoors bound, many took to virtual spaces, the space station of Among Us included, to socialise with friends. Beyond the vague premise, there is no clear storyline to Among Us. There is also no set characters, since everyone basically plays their own crewmate, which can be customised with colour and accessories. But if there's one thing Dennis did brilliantly in Infinity Train, it was make the setting a vivid and integral part of the story, and the distinct areas with their specific tasks in each Among Us map are definitely ripe with potential. The Among Us show will be animated by Titmouse. Known for shows... Sorry, Manchild, back out again. Known for shows like Big Mouth and The Legend of Vox Machina, there is no network or streaming service set just yet. Are you interested in an Among Us TV show, babe?
No, but I also feel like this is way too late.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's going to be a flop, but I definitely feel like this is 2 years too late at this moment in time. Like, my nephews are obsessed with it, and they are 8 and 6. They love Among Us. They play it with their friends all the time, and that's who this is absolutely aimed at. But in terms of critical and mass popularity, I do believe that they'll probably miss the boat with this one. I think it'll do well. I just don't think it'll probably have the expectations that it once had. But that's just me being out the loop of it.
We are in the 7th month, therefore the tail end now, getting towards the tail end of 2023. And this article says it rose to popularity in 2020. So that's 3 years. We're already beyond this here now. Maybe more, 3.5 if it was early 2020, depending on when it could have been. So yeah, 3. Do you know, this smells to me of Angry Birds. Angry Birds was massive. Yes. Everyone was playing Angry Birds, but when the Angry Birds movie came out, it was just those 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds. It wasn't the playground influencers. Like 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds. Very generalising this, by the way. Will follow what the 9, 10, 11, 12, 13-year-olds are doing on the playground. And those from 10 to 16 sort of age range, those are the more influencer children amongst children. So when those kids have stopped doing it, it's the babyier sort of kids. I can't think, like the tweeners. They're the ones that are not babies, that are not teenagers yet. They're the ones that just carry on doing whatever until the next thing is in place.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where Angry Birds was when the Angry Birds movie came out. I mean, it didn't help that it wasn't the greatest movie in the world, but I feel like, yeah, I agree with you. 2-3 years too late. If this had come out back then, or if it had been signed off back then to be coming out in 2021, 2022, it still had a bit more validity. The only times I see people talking about Among Us now, it's when parents are talking about their children playing it, not the parents playing it themselves, which is exactly what was happening in 2020 and 2021. So, fully agree.
Just before we move on to the next thing, I have actually just seen on Twitter that Red Dead Redemption has been rated in Korea for a remaster.
Oh, I saw that on the weekend. Now you say that, I think Lake might have even put it in the Discord somewhere. Lake is in the chat. It says, "Come on, everyone here is a bit of a man-child." Confirm, Lake. Did you share this? I'm pretty sure you did. Yeah. So yes. So Red Dead Redemption has been confirmed. As in, are we talking remake of the original Red Dead Redemption?
A complete remaster, according to sources. Colin Moriarty, obviously formerly of Kind of Funny, he's got his own Sacred Symbol stuff now. But he's mentioned that it's been rated in Korea for a complete remaster. So it's meant to be being shown this summer, with a view for it being released towards a holiday period.
Interesting. So remaster. I think I said remake. Says Lake. So yeah, I mean, I'd play Red Dead remaster. Remasters don't necessarily tickle my pickle as much as a remake does. I think that's probably the same across the board for most people. A remake's a big shiny new thing. A remaster's just a shiny version of an old thing. But Red Dead is up there in terms of top 5 to top 10 games for me. I don't know where I'd put it yet because I don't know what that list is, but it's in that region somewhere. Could be a top 5 game, could be a top 10 game just outside the top 5. I don't know, but yes, sign me up, please. Thank you very much.
Big fan of that.
How can you make a series out of a game that has no storyline to it? Angry Birds is more of a story. It's been done before though. Like, you've basically got free reign at a story. To go at it then. It's like Detective Pikachu. Pikachu being a detective in the Pokemon world kind of thing. Because Pikachu didn't speak and didn't really do... It kind of gave Ryan Reynolds the free reign to do... So you can do creative stuff with that. It can also mean you've got nothing to work with, so you've got nothing to fall back on. And if the story that you then create is weak, everything is weak. So be interested to see. Speaking of weak... That's what I am whenever I play Bibby in kart races. Joining on to the next story, Andy Robertson at VGC says Disney Speedstorm confirmed for free-to-play launch in September. The kart racer has been in early access since April. Disney Speedstorm will officially release on September 28th as a free-to-play title on PC and consoles, completing its early access period. The kart racer launched in April 18, as in, like, does that mean April 2018 or on April the 18th? This year.
18th this year, yeah.
Oh, okay. So it launched on April the 18th in early access via 3 separate premium versions, each offering additional content. The game was always planned to release as a free-to-play title at a later date. Quote, "Since the launch of early access, we've received invaluable feedback and support from our incredible community of players who have been instrumental to the improvements made during early access," developer Gameloft said. Quote, "Moving to a free-to-play experience will also allow for more players to share in a fully robust, competitive and co-op racing experience. We can't wait to continue this journey together as we enter this exciting new phase. Stay tuned for more details. Premium Founders Packs will remain available until early access closes," the developer said. Do you know what? I don't mind that. Launching in early access, giving people premium buy-ins to get early access Founders Packs and things like that, and then going free to play, particularly if you are leveraging Disney's IP, because you will then cash in on the Super Disney fans that are enjoying the game that's free to play ish later on, but want access up front. You're taking money off people, but then still giving it to everyone for free. I actually don't mind that. That said, I do have my concerns when it comes to another kart racing game, particularly one that's made by Gameloft, which is notoriously a mobile developer, but still, Bibby would still be great at it, undoubtedly. Fuck's sake. What are your thoughts, Bib?
I love kart racing games. I've heard very good things about this, to be honest, as well, so I'm looking forward to getting stuck into it. There was like you was mentioning then, I think Disney's Dreamland was in that same situation, apart from...
I've just got a phone call. Keep talking.
Okay. Yeah, so I think what you mentioned there about the Disney premium stuff where you could pay like £20-25, you can get a early access to the game essentially before it comes out as a free-to-play stuff. I love that kind of thing. They kind of did that with Disney's Dreamland. So if you wanted to play it on PlayStation and the Nintendo Switch, or outright on PC, you had to pay the £25 to be able to play it. Or if you had Game Pass, you can install it on your PC or onto your console and be able to play it right there because of the agreement that they had with Xbox, which is obviously nice for the likes of Samantha, who played the shit out of it when it came out on the Xbox. She absolutely adored that game. So I do believe this. I think that's the potentially right way of being able to go about it. If you think that this game's decent enough and you want to be able to back it, then you've got the opportunity to be able to do so, because you know from the very get-go in their roadmap that at some point in the near future this game is going to go free to play. It's entirely up to you whether or not you want to be able to wait or you want to get it on the ground floor. I think it's a worthy investment. I think Graham might still be on the phone, so I'm going to carry on padding because I can't see his screen. In fact, let me go into this tab. I should be able to see him. Yeah, I can see that he's got an empty chair there. But yeah, in terms of getting in at the ground floor, I believe that this is probably the best way of being able to do it long term. If we know that games are going to end up coming out as a free-to-play game later on down the line, it's entirely up to us whether or not we want to be able to back it with our own money or wait until this game ends up coming out in 6 months' time, and then we're able to play it as a free-to-play game as and when that comes out. I think that's, in my opinion, I think that's a fantastic model, because then you get to be able to look at all your trusted news sources, whether or not if it's worth your time, because obviously they'll have access to the game beforehand. They'll put out a video review right on our website. We'll end up talking about it if we end up getting a copy of it beforehand, whether or not we're allowed to stream it or whatever. You can get a good understanding of whether or not this is going to be a game for you. With all the information that you have, you can then make a critical decision of whether or not you think it's going to be worth your time and investment. So, yeah, I definitely feel like this might end up being the future of video games. Obviously, when it becomes free to play, generally, you end up getting a lot of different microtransactions within the game, whether or not. And I love the fact that there was one called Kart Racer Drift, which came out not long ago. We've streamed it on this channel. I'm not going to say I absolutely adore that game, but as a kart racer, it was very, very good. It was a free-to-play game. It was all cosmetic, so there wasn't, and there might be now, but as and when we was playing it and streaming it, it was all cosmetic stuff. It was like Fortnite. It were just skins for your car, for your racer and stuff like that. If those are the kind of things that we're going to get later down the line as a free-to-play game, I'm all in for that kind of stuff. It's when you end up dropping 20 quid and then the game ends up changing for the worse. I feel like that's where the free-to-play element and the roadmap later down the line becomes a little bit of a nuisance. But in terms of stuff like this, when Disney's Racer ends up coming out, it could be a case of okay, if you want to play on these particular maps, like COD back in the day, if you want to play on these particular maps, you pay £10. Other people can't play them, they can't see them, but you have the opportunity to play against people who have spent the £10. I feel like that is definitely the way that this game ends up becoming a success, rather than it being a case of, here's £25, you get the fastest car available, the best character, there you go. He's back.
Yeah. I was just listening to you do the last bit then, but any form of segregating the play pools, any form of giving those that have paid for the premium editions boosts, bad. So other than that, hopefully it's good. And on that bombshell, we're going to wrap this up because it's 5 o'clock. You got places to be, people to see. So we are going to disappear. We appreciate you all dropping in for the first scoop of the week. We'll be back with, at this point, on paper, 4 more scoops coming, plus PUBG on Wednesday and Saturday, plus some Fortnite on Sunday as well. So do feel free to stick around for a week full of content. If you aren't in the Discord, do feel free to join if you are a sub to the channel, because one person will be bagging themselves a prize probably tomorrow for the week drop. You know, it's the first Monday of the month. Before any of that happens, though,
it's going to be a stretch, by the way. I've got a lot of things that I need to get done tomorrow, so it could be an half an hour scoop. If that. Oh,
do you know what? Actually, yeah, that's a good point, because Bibby is learning odd numbers tomorrow. He always struggles with the odd ones. Evans, he's got
I can
more
count
stuff.
To B, Graham.
Nice. So yeah, okay. Do you know? Keep your eyes peeled. Follow us on Twitch. You will get notified. But before any of that happens, Mr. Babies, are out your word.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for joining us for today's episode of Scoop. We very much appreciate it. But if you want to help shape however many shows we've got available this week, there's two ways you can do so. First of all, find us on social media. That's Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms, or alternatively, get involved with our Discord. At least 2 of the stories today that were featured were from people dropping them in the Discord. So we do use them if they are relevant to us and we have something to be able to say about it. So I appreciate you guys.
Unless it's the Red Dead story from late,
so.
then fuck that guy.
Completely missed that one. It's older than 2 days, Graham. I don't scroll back that far. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, if you're watching this in any of our on-demand services, go into the description below. All the links that you require will be listed there. But all we need from you is a URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We'll then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will be at what time tomorrow? Mr. Graham Day.
10 a.m. Yes. Jimmy, is that an odd or an even number shirt behind you?
I had to think about that for a second then, because I was like, what shirt? And someone just walked in. It's definitely an even shirt. It's even that. It's even.
I thought you were going to say it's triangle, mate. What are you on about?
That is definitely the 28th letter in the alphabet.
Goddamn right it is. On that bombshell, please do feel free to stick around. We're going to drop a raid onto one of our friends, and we will back hopefully 10 a.m.-ish tomorrow. Oh, Spike, is he still creating Monmouth County? He is still. He was creating Studio ICU earlier on. Like, ICU is obviously set in 1993 sort of time, so we are an old school TV studio rather than a streaming studio. But please do feel free to stick around, drop in, say hi to Spike, enjoy the creative joys that is Project Zomboid. But from us, have yourselves a beautiful evening. We'll see you tomorrow for the next episode, Scoop. Until then, stay frosty.